Purushottam. Good. There's always a okay. Just to make sure that everybody else that I have seen come in gets acknowledged. I think it's very nice to do that. And that you get to hear each other's names. So those of you who have registered some flexibility in order to keep the numbers in the 3 different sessions reasonable, I appreciate that. And I think we're good. You know, I think we all have slotted in and the numbers haven't gone too far over the ideal for our teaching strategies, where I could get around to all of you in each session, make sure you get your questions answered and all of that. Okay, we're getting close to our time, a couple of minutes more. So anybody have any questions before we start? And then we'll do a formal starting. I'm hoping we'll have time for each of you to introduce yourself and say where you're from as part of this. Yeah, Cecilia?
Do you also read charts and do predictions? Otherwise, you know, generally, I have one of my friends asked. So.
Oh, do I myself do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have such wonderful other people who are very active in reading charts. I retired in 2020 at the advice of Hart, our teacher, in order to head up a full-time teaching situation. So if I were doing readings at the same time, I probably would be going out of my mind.
Okay.
And I don't know. I don't think this group yet got the announcement. But you all will get a chance to see and meet Hart. We're going to have a satsang in July. And I haven't sent out that announcement to the Basics One group as yet. But I think that you guys might be very curious about who is this Hartofo. So he's never done this before. It's a big, big thing for us. And we're very excited about it. And all I can say is you decided to join at just the right time. This is honestly the very first time he's done this. And it will be actually all of us, you know, senior teaching group, myself, Claudia, Purushottam, Laura, Renee, Rohit. You know, we do these satsangs. We try to do them quarterly. And as you'll see, you'll be asked to send questions in. You know, when I send you this particular notification, there's a way to send questions in. We sort them out ahead of time and then answer them. Okay, we are getting, but that's a good questions. And any of the teachers that I've mentioned, Cecilia, and the TAs also are actively doing readings, many of them. I'm not sure absolutely all of them, but many of them. So that would be my recommendation. I think we're pretty much, let's just let one more minute. Oh, here's our 3:30. So I'm going to make sure that the bells are off. So let me disable the sound. All right. Okay. Purushottam.
Om Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा आदित्याय च सोमाय मङ्गलाय बुधाय च गुरुशुक्रशनिभ्यश्च राहवे केतवे नमः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् Welcome everybody. As always, whenever we start a new basic series, it's always a pleasure to see so many new faces and so many new people joining the Cosmic Kaleidoscope family community, Sangha. So we're delighted to have you here. And I'm going to start just by explaining a little about the shlokas which I just recited. So the tradition of India is that whenever we begin anything new, and this can be anything, whether it's a mundane activity, a so-called mundane activity, or a so-called spiritual activity, we always begin new endeavors by seeking the grace of the divine. And that's exactly what we've just done. The three shlokas which I just recited are traditional prayers. They've been around for a long time. And the three shlokas invoked and sought the blessings of three forms of the divine within the Indian tradition. So I recited those invocations, but I'm invoking their grace and their blessings on behalf of all of us. We won't break down each of those verses word for word right now, but I'll just give you an overview of what those verses prayed for, how they invoke the divine. So the first verse that I recited, the one beginning Vakratunda Mahakaya, is an invocation of the very familiar and well-known and beloved elephant-headed deity known as Ganesha or Ganapati. And Ganapati is the patron deity of Jyotisha, we might put it that way. He is very vital to our discipline, and Indian tradition considers Jyotisha specifically to fall under his domain. There's a strong affinity between Ganesha and Jyotisha. Ganesha, more broadly, is always invoked first and foremost. He is the first deity to be invoked in any activity within the Indian tradition because he is also known as Vigneshwara. Vigneshwara means literally the Lord of obstacles. Vigna means obstacles or setbacks or impediments. Ishvara means the Lord. So Vigneshwara is a compound of those two words, meaning the Lord of obstacles. And so we always pray to Ganesha right at the beginning of any new activity, any new endeavor, to remove any obstacles or setbacks that might arise. Whenever I'm driving the car, I've turned the car on. Before I hit the pedal, I always say Ganesha's name. There's always a brief invocation and salutation to Ganesha. His name Ganesha or Ganapati is also pregnant with meaning. The word the word Ganesha is again a compound made of Gana and Isha or Ishvara. And similarly, Ganapati is very much the same thing as well. Gana and Pati. Both Pati and Isha or Ishvara mean the Lord. So this is the Lord of Ganas. And how might we translate the Lord of Ganas? It can be translated in a number of different ways. Ganas can refer to a variety of different ideas. But one very direct translation, and this is something that Penny will talk about a little bit more in Basics 1, is the word Gana. One of its primary meanings is categories or classes. So, for example, in Sanskrit grammar, we talk about the ganas of verb roots, categories, classes. And so Ganesha or Ganapati is the Lord of classes or the Lord of categories. And if you think about it, our entire understanding of the world, including the world of Jyotisha, is about properly understanding the different categories in existence. We want to understand what is beneficial, what is not. We all want to understand what is going to be constructive, what might be potentially destructive, what might be supportive, and what might be obstructive. And we need to do this in life. We need to know that we don't want to continue driving when the light turns red. We need to know that the category red means stop, and that's for your own well-being. And we need to know that the category green means you may proceed, and you should proceed, because otherwise you're probably going to get into a lot of trouble with your fellow drivers. Um, well, our understanding of Jyotisha and horoscopes is also going to rely on a proper understanding of categories. We will need to understand, is a graha strong? Is it weak? Is it supported by other grahas? Or is it impeded by other grahas? And there's going to be a whole bunch of categorizations. In fact, the rest of our Jyotisha lives can be spent learning many, many obvious and not so obvious ways of categorizing things in the horoscope. And so, in order to understand all these different categories properly, in order to relate to them properly as well, and to prioritize them, for all of this, we need Ganesha's blessings. And so we seek his blessings as the Lord of categories. And in the verse that I recited, the prayer and the invocation was followed by a particular prayer, and a particular specific blessing was sought. And that blessing was Nirvignam Guru Me Deva. Nirvignam means, we heard the word Vigna just a moment ago. Nirvignam means free me from all obstacles, remove all obstacles. Guru, do. Please do free me from all obstacles. Guru, me, for me. Deva, O Lord. So remove all obstacles for me, O Lord. And when and where? Sarvakaryeshu, in all my activities, in all my endeavors. And when? Sarvada, always. Let all my activities, let all my endeavors always be free of obstacles and setbacks and impediments. So that was the prayer to Ganesha. And having obtained Ganesha's grace, we then moved on to seek the grace of the divine in another form. And that was in the form of the goddess Saraswati. Saraswati is one of the three great goddesses of the Indian tradition. And Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge, of learning, of wisdom, of speech. She is Vagdevi. She is therefore also the goddess of eloquence, the goddess who enables us to communicate, and particularly to communicate eloquently, but also skillfully. And that is a very, very vital part of being an astrologer. One part of astrology is being able to understand charts, to be able to understand them in our own minds, and to be able to interpret them and to hold on to that knowledge for ourselves. And that also needs Saraswati's blessings. But another facet of Jyotisha is being able to talk about what you know to other people. If you're going to read charts for other people, if you're going to use your astrological understanding to support and help others, you want to be able to convey your understanding of the chart to other people in a way that is eloquent, but also in a way that's skillful, that's going to be supportive to them, rather than that's in a way that might frighten them or cause them more pain and anxiety than they might have been in before. We don't want to do that. That's not what we're here for. So we seek Saraswati's grace in order to have the ability to speak well and to understand well, of course, and to learn well. Saraswati is also known as Medha Devi. And Medha is a very particular Shakti, Medha Shakti. And one of my primary gurus used to talk about Medha Shakti as consisting of two main facets, Grahana Shakti and Dharana Shakti. Grahana Shakti is the ability to grasp. And you're going to hear this word Grahana in a number of different contexts. It's the same word we hear when we hear the word Graha. And when we talk about eclipses, which are also known as Grahana, the word Grahana means the ability to grasp, to hold on to. And part of Medha Devi, part of her blessings is Grahana Shakti, the ability to grasp. So when we're in our classes, when we're reading, when we're learning new facts, we want the ability to grasp what we're learning. We want the ability to understand it. Let it not confuse us. Let's grasp what is being conveyed to us. And then another part of that, of course, is it's all good and well if we grasp it whilst we're in class. It goes in one ear and it goes out the other. What we also want is dharana shakti. And dharana is the ability to sustain, the ability to hold on to. So together, grahana shakti and dharana shakti are two of the great blessings of Medha Devi, Goddess Saraswati. And we need both those shaktis to be with us. And so as you will discover, perhaps some of you already have discovered this through other routes. The study of Jyotisha is really a lifetime's journey. It never comes to an end, and you can choose to study this for as long as you wish to. And many of us have been charmed enough by this study to have basically dedicated all of our lives so far to it, and we don't really anticipate ever stopping in this study. And so if we're going to begin the learning journey of a lifetime, let's do so with Goddess Saraswati's grace. And the prayer and the blessing here was Vidyarambham Karishyami. Vidyarambham, the beginning of Vidya, the beginning of my studies. Karishyami, I do. So I begin my studies. O Goddess Saraswati, Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Siddhir Bhavatu. May there be Siddhi. May there be success, accomplishment, perfection. Siddhir Bhavatu. May there be Siddhi. Bhavatu me, again, for me. And when? Sada, always, just as we saw in the prayer to Ganesha. And then our final prayer, well, not the final prayer, but the third shloka I recited was an invocation of the Navagrahas. And these are the 9 planets, and that word doesn't quite convey the full depth of the word graha. But these 9 graspers, or these 9 grabbers, or these 9 seizers, these are the 9 deities who we will be focusing on for the rest of our Jyotisha lives, who we will be not focusing on. That's far too superficial a way of expressing it. That's just part of it. We will be cultivating relationships with those 9 grahas for the rest of our Jyotisha lives. These 9 grahas are 9 deities. And those 9 deities happen to manifest as the 9 planets that we see in the sky. But those aren't the only manifestations. They are the external, or one of the external forms of these 9 deities. Just as this body made of carbon and hydrogen and oxygen and nitrogen and various other elements is a body for much more than that. There's a living, breathing, emoting, thinking being who is carried within this vehicle of the body. Similarly, the 9 planets, the 9 balls of rock that we see, rock and gas, etc., that we see in the sky. That's not what we're talking about, or that's not the only thing we're talking about when we talk about the 9 grahas. The 9 grahas are the deities who happen to express through those planets and through so much else. In fact, through everything else. So together, these 9 deities, the 9 Navagraha Devatas, they form a pantheon. And that pantheon is what we actively seek to relate to and actively seek to understand every time we do Jyotisha. They're a complete representation of reality, of manifest reality. Everything we see on Earth, and indeed beyond Earth, is in some way a manifestation of one of these deities, or perhaps even a combination of these deities. So you will learn as your studies proceed. Your father, well, he's an expression of the sun. Your mother is an expression of the moon. Your boss can be an expression of the sun as well. And there are so many ways of understanding how the grahas express in our lives. They are the 9 faces of the divine, I like to call them, or the 9 facets of reality, the 9 parts of reality. And everything we perceive is a manifestation of one or more of these grahas. And that's the family that we want to understand. And again, I like to use this analogy of a family of 9 deities who live together in a particular household. And within that household, we have the heads of the household. They are the king and queen of the heavens, the sun and the moon. We have the youth, the youngsters of the household. They are Mars, Mercury, and Venus. We have some weightier elders who have a little bit more experience and wisdom, Jupiter and Saturn. We also have some outsiders, and they are Rahu and Ketu, the nodes who have gained a place within this pantheon. And when we're looking at a horoscope, any horoscope, what we're trying to do is we're trying to understand what does the interaction between the members of this family look like? How do they relate to each other? Sometimes they will relate to each other in ways which are harmonious and supportive. They are helping each other out. Other times there may be some tension between them, between a couple of the members. How intense is that tension? Sometimes there can just be a little tension in the air and they try and avoid each other. Other times the tension becomes so extreme that they try and impede each other. They undermine each other. And our work as Jyotishis is to understand what is going on between these 9 grahas in a horoscope and to understand their dynamics. And the process of doing this, as I have said, is the beginning of a lifelong path. This is going to be the study of a lifetime. You will continue. And when I say it's a study of a lifetime, don't let that intimidate you. Don't ever feel like you want to get into a position where you never feel like it's enough. There's always reaching and always enough. That's how you want to be. You always want to feel like, yes, I know something that is helpful and something that has enriched my life. And from that place of enoughness, we strive to also enrich our lives more to the extent that we're able to, but not from a place of lack, not from a place of incompleteness, not from a place of feeling deficient in some way. So this is a lifelong path that can continue for as long as you choose to pursue it. And the path is basically, as I said, to relate, to develop relationships with these grahas. You're going to learn how to recognize these grahas in your everyday experience. You're going to learn how to understand them, how to honor and revere them, how to develop relationships with them in a way where you're actively working with them and in a way where their presence will fill your life and will illuminate your life as well as that of your clients. And so the verse that I recited simply invoked all of those grahas. Who are they? The first, Adityaya cha Somaya, Aditya and Soma, the sun and the moon. Mangalaya Budhaya cha, Mangala, Mars, Buddha, Mercury, Guru Shukra Shanibhyascha, Guru, Jupiter, Shukra, Venus, Shani, Saturn, and then Rahave Ketave Namaha, and finally Rahu and Ketu. And having called all of those beings, invoked all of those beings, we simply say Namaha, salutations, prostrations. And so those were the 3 verses that I initially recited. Those were the invocations, those were the deities whose grace we sought, and those were the blessings we sought from them. And then finally I recited a Vedika mantra, mantra from the Vedas themselves, which I'm going to hand over to Penny, and Penny can explain the meaning of that particular set of mantras.
Thank you, Purushottam. So the last mantra, I suspect any of you who are in yoga classes or anything in the tradition are very familiar with. It's often referred to as the teacher-student mantra. It's very beautiful, and it's in a particular form where it indicates one teacher, one student. But of course, even in Vedic times, any particular guru may have a group of students, and yet in the particular Upanishad, it is listed that way or rendered that way. So I will just briefly do the breakdown of it. This is something that we will chant at the beginning of classes. I think those of you who attended the prep classes, we took a half a minute of silence, and then I recited this particular mantra. And that half minute of silence we carried to all our classes, or I guess it depends. I think most of our teachers do that. There's something about this way we've structured this particular pedagogical model, so to speak, of we want to have this group mind. We want to have this coherence together. And part of this mantra is this concept of respect and being together for the very best of reasons. And even if we debate each other, it's done in a way where there's respect. So this particular mantra, and other thing that I think is so special about doing this is I don't think I could fathom, over all of these years, how many times some teacher, some guru, whatever, recited this mantra. And it's as if when we do this, it builds on that huge history of people who are seeking the same thing that I know from talking to all of you are seeking. This way of walking in life that's meaningful and that's supportive of both yourself and everyone else. And we like to start our class with that kind of outlook. So it starts with Sahana Vavatu. So again, just breaking it down, it's together, both of us. May we be protected by the divine presence. And then Sahana Vavatu. May we be nourished. May we be vitalized by that. And again, it's both of us, but we have all of us. And then Sahaviryam Karavavahe. This is about together, may we generate with a liveliness, with a courage, with an energy. May we work together with that great courage, with that great oomph about it. We love this energy and strength. Tejasvina deep tamastu. Tejasvi, brilliant. Something about light, beautiful, brilliant light for us in our learning. May our learning be brilliant and full of light. Mavit vishavahe. And ma, this is like not. May we not dispute with each other. May we not. So we don't hold any kind of animosity. Argue, well, if you call it debating, argue. Debating is okay, as long as it's respectful. So the idea is we could, right? We could get very passionate about this. I'll talk a little bit about it in one of the classes where my study buddy and I used to, no, this is what it meant. No, that's what it meant. And our respective spouses would say, do you even like each other? Because we were so passionate about it. But yet why was it? It was because we wanted to understand. And of course, we loved each other. And so this is the idea of, and I want you lovely people coming in, to know that you're coming into a safe space. You will not be judged. Everybody will absorb this at their own rate. We ask you don't compare yourself to someone else. You're very different levels. It makes the classes very interesting that way. But you should only consider whether you come out of class and there's something that has landed for you or inspired you. And whatever level you have your absorption rate, that's fine. And we have a lot of support. And some of that support I'm going to be introducing to you in just a minute. So may we not hold anything other than supporting each other, even if we disagree. That's okay. And then Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So 3 times this idea of may we align with our self-generated karma. That's one way. The karma we have between ourselves and other beings, and the karma that we have with the laws of nature in general, the Daivika. So we want to have peace in all those major ways that we might gather karma. And so that's our beautiful invocation. And with our half minute of silence, and we ask that when you come into class, you come in at least a couple of minutes before I'm not very Indian that way. I start right on time. So coming in a couple of minutes before, so that everybody's settled. And then we have that half minute, and then I recite the mantra. And then from there, it's like we've created a sacred space, a space where we're comfortable with each other. It's, I think, a lovely way to start off anything. Okay, so who are your guides in this journey you're now on? Well, the teachers. And so I'd like to introduce them. I'm one of the teachers. Purushottam, as you might imagine, is one of the teachers. Claudia and I were Guru Baden. We were together studying from heart, and always had this very lively inspiration from each other. We're all very different people, all the teachers. And so kind of like the grahas are different facets of the light, your teachers are very different facets of the light, but we make up one whole cosmic kaleidoscope. And then we have Laura, who is one of our, I think you'll find in Laura's classes this incredible scintillating clarity. It's a gift that she brings. And then Renee, you're here?
Yes, Penny, I'm here.
So that you show up, good. So Renee is our kind of flashing light. She's full of ideas, very creative. She's actually had an article accepted from Mountain Astrologer, I'm very proud of her. And she does some of our digestion classes. You remember when we talked together, we talked about this idea of the buffet table syndrome, right? Where you just, I got the tote bag, I got the t-shirt, but yeah, have you really, really digested? And so digestion classes are offered, and they're very much an important part. And Renee does a very clever and interesting digestion for upper level students, I would say, but she might filter that down as well, where you've never seen the chart. And she just flashes it on and everybody goes at it. And some people are uncomfortable with that. So she's going to do a little twist this time. Okay, if you really want to see it ahead of time, I'll send it to you. But the idea of just being able to encounter it and have some ideas come, it's a very creative process. And Rohit is also a leader in digestion. And actually both Rohit and Renee are working on classes that they'll offer. Laura is working on new classes to offer. So some of you have asked, well, when is this over? When are we finished? And I think Purushottam already spoke to that, but I've already told you it's basically when your ashes go in the Ganga, you're done. Because if you're bitten by this, then you're going to continue to want to. And yet there's an out. You certainly can leave for a while, come back. People do that. So, Claudia, do you have anything to say to this lovely class coming in?
I wanted to just welcome everybody on this marvelous journey. There's some faces from way back in the day for me, and some contemporary faces of people that I've connected with. So, and all of you that I haven't connected with yet, welcome. I was reflecting today that I've been doing this dance for over 2 decades. And yet every day the dance with the Vidya, which is what we call this body of sacred knowledge, is a different step, a different tune, a different movement. It brings out something different in me, and it teaches me something new, and it challenges me in a new way. So I guess the best I can do is wish you all a beautiful dance and journey with the Vidya. And welcome. I look forward to seeing you in class.
We're all lovers of the sky, all of us. In Claudia's case, there's just even more of a lover of the sky. And so she heads up some of our beautiful classes right now. She's teaching something on heliacal cycles, something that Hart taught us somewhat recently. It's an advanced class and very beautiful. But you'll be able to take a class, in fact, almost immediately, if you really want to, on celestial exploration. At some point, Claudia will offer that. Basically understanding the astronomical basis. I cover that a little bit in Basics 1, but this is how it all started, right? When people looked at the sky. Purushottam, you want, I mean, I know you've said a lot, but, I see Rohit has to leave. Okay, Rohit, thank you. Purushottam?
No, I think I just echo everything Claudia has just said. Welcome to everybody. Delighted that you're able to join us, and just good luck with your studies, your learning, and enjoy the process. This is something that should be pursued out of joy and out of love and enjoyment.
Thank you, Purushottam. Laura?
No, just welcome. Truly welcome to everyone. It's nice to see everyone, and all of the smiles are really bright and lovely today. So welcome.
Thanks, Laura. Renee?
Same. Welcome. I see some familiar faces. Hello. And some lovely, shiny new faces. Welcome. And yeah, like everyone said, I hope you do this for the joy of it.
There's one other thing I should have said about Renee. Renee is a absolute relentless researcher and loves to put together. You will ask me something in class, and I might say, yeah, I don't know, I haven't thought of that. Why don't you email Renee? Because she heads up our research department. So there's a lot of projects of people wanting to research this little corner or that little corner or a big corner. And so that's something we're very interested in is researching and publishing. So I just wanted to mention that about Renee. I now want to introduce Me Too, because without Me Too, I wouldn't be sitting here. I'd just be, off in a hole somewhere, hoping no one sees me. Without her, this doesn't hold together. So Me Too, you want to say hi to everybody? Because nice for them to actually see you.
Yeah, namaste. It's genuinely an honor and pleasure to be here and to finally put some faces to the names we have been emailing. Yeah, and enjoy, have fun with this Vidya, like everybody said. And I'm looking forward to taking this journey with you guys. So send me any questions you have anytime. Happy to help.
Me Too is able to absorb so many questions, so much angst. I can't find how to do this. No, I don't know how to sign up on this page. They're so patient, so lovely. So you have an ally in her. All right, now I'd like to introduce your study groups. So as I've told all of you, no child left behind. And one of the things that we do as part of the basic series is we offer weekly study groups. However, some of you who are in lucky time zones are thinking the UK is one of those, or Europe is one of those, because pretty much all of our study, the 3 different times of the study group, someone in Europe or UK could take all 3 of them if they wanted to. So it's 3 different TAs, and sometimes it's kind of fun to hear what another TA has to say, and sometimes they'll say things they shouldn't say because you've milked them for it, but whatever. So Sarah, you want to say hi to the group and where you're from?
Hi, I'm Sarah. I live in Jerusalem, so I'm covering one of those bridge to the India and everything else. And this is my first study group, and I'm someone who just came here and just got more and more and more involved. It became a complete passion. And I'm really excited to share with you guys and learn from you as well. But this is an overwhelming experience. And once you start in this, it just has its own momentum. And it's very beautiful.
Sarah's being a little modest. Sarah's a very brilliant student. And being where she is, Deanna, who is in Australia, her study group. Is that true, Sarah?
Yes, it's
yes.
Yes, it should bridge nicely to other time zones.
Yeah, and to India. some of the students, I do have 2 or 3 students from India that may not be here today, but yeah, and Europe as well. You know, we're spreading out, guys. You know, we're getting more and more and more international. There's quite a little group in the UK now. Now with the addition of Zina and Leah, you know, and then there's actually Solace not here, and she also is from the UK, and Purushottam is in the UK. And I have this dream, maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway, that at some point, I even thinking of one point, you know, that there should be like a retreat somewhere like maybe in Italy, someplace like that. And people from poor people from Europe, we have retreats in the US. I have to feel, why don't we fly over there? Or at least have something in Europe for a weekend or a 3-day in residence class. Wouldn't that be nice? And there's enough people now, you know, for sure in that area that can be done. So that was Sarah. And how about Ani?
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all. So glad you're all here. So I'm originally from India. Right now, I'm in Virginia with my daughter and my husband. So I've been studying with Penny for about 7 years, 6, 7 years now. Yeah, I just love being a Penny student, and I love Jyotisha. This is so much fun. One thing I'd like to, you know, suggest is like be patient with yourself and have fun. Hope to see you all on the Thursday class, study group, I mean.
Thank you, Ani. And Jean Marie?
Hello. So I'm in Virginia too. Ani and I are not close, but we've talked about that. Welcome. And you've joined an incredible Sangha. I've been part of it for around 3 years now, and I'm constantly amazed at the quality of the teaching, the magnificence of the teachers, the feedback mechanism. And if I could give any advice, I would say buckle up and take advantage of all that's being offered to you. Do the homework, go to the study sessions, go to the different ones, because we are all coming at it from a little bit of a different perspective. And speak in class, ask questions, give wrong answers, because that's the only way you're going to learn. And I see you at a study group.
This give wrong answers is very important. Very often, you know, people are a little meek. You know, there's some people's personalities to say something in class. That's part of, may our study be brilliant. You know, maybe we respect each other. There is no stupid question. You know, I'm about to ask a stupid, there isn't any. And it's so important, because the confusion that you might have, 5 other people in class may have that same confusion. And they're so happy to hear someone speak to it. And often people will ask me a question that is, I've just never thought of it. And as I think of it, I think, wow, you know, that's really a wonderful insight. This is why this live teaching is so important. It's about cultivating all of our minds. You know, they say the teacher's twice blessed. I'd say 10 times blessed. I think all of us have experienced such a growth, you know, in our own understanding of how beautiful this whole Vidya is by having the grace to be teaching it. So Jean Marie is very correct. And also, I do want to emphasize and say this again, people are here for different reasons. Not everybody wants to be a Jyotishi. Not everybody wants to be a teacher of Jyotish. People may just, in fact, just love it. And so you're welcome also. However, for those of you that have, even if you're just doing readings for your family or whatever, it is important to be able to do homework. Sorry, there's a little Ayurvedic pills here. Angus, I'm going to have you talk so I can recover for a second. So Angus is one of our homework TAs.
Well, I'm a rookie here too. That I was honored to be asked to become a homework TA. I did a lot of self-study in Jyotish for a number of years, and then I was missing some of the kind of basic integration from my study. So I've just completed the Basics 4 program, and it really helped to cement a lot of the loose ends that were in place there. So it's a really great program that people are embarking on here, and I hope you all enjoy it. It's a great field of study. I've really enjoyed learning what I have learned, and there's so much more. So I hope you all enjoy it so much.
Thank you,
And
Angus.
your voice back?
Pardon me?
Your voice back, yeah.
Yeah, my voice is back. Thank you. These are my little Ayurvedic little pills. They're excellent. I always have them right by me. So River and Pravina, I don't think are here unless they came in. So what is it? What does homework TA do? Well, basically you submit homework to them. They look it over. They don't give you the answers. They tell you, you should look at this a little more. Of course, if it's like 3 times and you still haven't gotten it, they'll be compassionate and tell you what the answer is. But mainly it's to help you reason your way through. And they do it promptly. So you don't have to wait for 5 days and class is about to start the next day. Homework is important for that digestion. Otherwise, you're just going to be layering on fact after fact after fact, and you won't get to that level of having it move from a conscious thinking mind, which is an effort to have to more to that kind of cognitive knowingness that I talked to you about in all of your in our little interviews. And I was reminded when Purushottam talked about the grace of the grahas, when I talked to all of you again about this idea of the graha stories. That's a way of really cultivating, honoring them by knowing who they are and what their predilections are and what their gifts are. Okay, so that takes care of that. And now I would like to bring up and share with you what the sky looks like at the time that we started our class, and just say a few, or not our class, but our inauguration. Can you all see this? Yes, somebody let me know.
Yes.
Okay. So this was the moment of when we started our class, when we started the chanting. Now, once again, these are all concepts that you're going to learn, but some of you, of course, have done Jyotisha before. The very least, what I would like to say is right at the midheaven, you see this little thing that says MC? So all of you did the prep classes know that this is the 10th bhava. You guys remember that? 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's the highest elevation. And this is in my location, because I also have to remind you guys that class times, any class time is always Eastern time, whether it's Eastern Daylight Time or Eastern Standard Time. Whenever our class is announced, the time of a class, it's always Eastern time. Otherwise, we would all go insane. We have to have one standard time zone. So in my time zone, because as the not so fearless leader, I have a lot of support of this particular Sangha. I set this for starting it in my time zone. And you see this little MC, this is the highest elevation that a graha could be at 3 degrees, 11 minutes of Cancer. Do you all notice what Jupiter is doing? Jupiter is exactly at that highest degree. And Jupiter has a dignity to it. Those, again, who know Jyotish know that Cancer is the exaltation Rashi. It's the place of all the 12 constellations where Jupiter is zingy. It has the most power and energy and all of that. And there it is sitting in our midheaven. So beautiful. The other thing about it is it's sitting with another very lovely benefic graha, Venus. And you'll all learn about what's benefic, what's not benefic. And also a moon who's sitting in its own sign. And Jupiter and Venus, the moon, I'm not going to include, happen to be in one of these beautiful 27 stars that you'll find out about right away in Basics 1, because we deal with these nakshatras, I call them the diamonds of destiny. It's how the Vedas, they always rendered everything in terms of these 27 stars rather than the rashis. So they happen to be in such a supportive star. It's called Pusha Nakshatra, the most nourishing, and very nourishing for studies like this. And then these grahas all are strong. So not all of them are strong, but many of them are very strong and gathered around this, this beautiful 3 grahas at the midheaven. So for many other reasons, it's also very auspicious. And I wanted to just introduce you to why I chose this particular time for us. And then there's backstories. Well, wasn't it just as nice yesterday? Yeah, it was just as nice yesterday, but there were other deeper down into the Vedic calendar things that were not quite lining up well. But this is quite a beautiful start for us. Okay, let's stop that share and come back in our remaining moments. I would love if each of you going around, Kush, just tell us your name and where you're from. And if you have like a one-liner, that would be great as well. So Morgan, can I start with you?
Hey everyone, it's great to be here. My name is Morgan. I'm from Florida. And yes, I feel very blessed and grateful to be here.
Good morning, Carrie.
Hey, I'm Carrie. I'm from Tennessee area, and a favorite quote of mine is, "If you want to change the world, go home and love on your family." And that's Mother Teresa.
Lovely quote. Thank you, Carrie. Chris?
Hello, everybody. I'm currently in Asheville, North Carolina, and I'm studying at the Ayurvedic Institute. So I'm excited to be here studying Jyotish.
So, Chris, do you know Erica?
I do.
Okay, good.
I know.
So,
I know the Ayurvedic peoples. Yeah.
Good. Very good. So I see you now have 4 people. So let's see if we pick up even more. Go ahead, Erica.
Hi, I'm Erica. I currently live in Asheville, North Carolina, and I just finished my studies at the Ayurvedic Institute and looking forward to learning more about Jyotish and how to incorporate that also into my practice.
So have you graduated, Erica?
I did, yes.
Congratulations. Wonderful.
Thank
Good.
you. Thank you.
Excellent. Rita?
Hi, I'm Rita. I'm based in Toronto, Canada. A fun fact, Hart was my first astrologer. And so this is a study that I've enjoyed on and off over the course of my life, and I hope to continue to study. I'm thrilled to have connected with Penny and everyone else. So very much looking forward to learning more. And Angus and I studied also with James Kelleher, a very fine astrologer based in California. So another connection I just discovered today. So that's me.
Thank you, Rita. Natalia.
Hi, everyone. My name is Natalia Pinzon, and I'm based in Chatham County, North Carolina. So
a lot of North Carolina.
Yeah. And I'm relocating to California in January. So it's kind of tread both worlds right now. And I started studying Jyotish over 13 years ago. And I think Claudia was my first official teacher that gave me my first class. It's really lovely to be here and come full circle.
Lovely to have you, Natalia.
Thank you.
Susela? Susela?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my name is Susila Akela.
Okay,
Actually,
Cecilia.
can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yes, perfectly.
My mother is an astrologer, so from my childhood, I got interested in astrology, and my sister is also studying astrology from Penny's group. So she kind of told me a couple of years ago, but I thought that's a good time for me to just know it in the formalized way. So very happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Cecilia. Anna.
Everybody. So I am in Asheville as well. Also just completed ASP2 at the Ayurvedic Institute. I will be heading back to California in about a week and a half. So it's going to be interesting just making that transition. And I do see a lot of buddies. Hi, everyone. And I do plan to come back in January for ASP3. So well, I'll start ASP3 in September, but I'll be traveling back to Asheville in January. So, and I'm glad to be here. I didn't complete my class last year with Penny, so it's nice. The beginning, it's pretty easy. So then hopefully I can finish the class this time around. So
hope so too, Anna.
Thank you.
Stephanie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Stephanie. I live in Seattle, Washington now. I just relocated back from Asheville. I'm also part of the Ayurvedic Institute community and just graduated from ASP2. I'm very excited to learn about Jyotish with all of you.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you. And Erica, we had kind of a near miss last summer, so it's nice to have you. Sammy, you're going to start to represent the New Jersey kind of.
Yes, I'm Sammy Tai. I'm originally from Taiwan and I live in New York City right now. Yeah, like Misha, she's the one that introduced me to Jodish, and then she briefly read my chart, and then because my father have taught me about I Ching, and I feel like there's maybe some similarities or like something I can compare it with, and then I'm also very looking forward to learn, and then very grateful to be here. Oh yeah, Misha and I, we practice Ashtanga together. And hopefully we can go to India together this year for further study. Thank you.
Diana?
Hi, Benny, and everyone here. It's wonderful to be here, and I come to you from Canberra, Australia. And yes, the time zones are a bit weird, but I'm enjoying myself, and I hope to learn a lot from all of you. So that's me.
Thank you, Deanna. Teja. It's a good name for you, Teja.
Well, it usually works that way.
Get along very well with
dialed into what's real and true. Hi, everyone. My name is
Two of you will
Teja.
start fires together. Go ahead, Teja.
Oh my gosh. Let's hope it's in the pit of the earth.
Yes, exactly.
So, hi, my name is Teja. I live in southern Vermont, and I'm a very soniferous person. I'm really involved in community song leading, and have deepened my studies in mantra, and really interested in how we can use sound to connect with the stars. And I've been studying Jyotish for about 7 years now, but this is like the methodology that this school brings. I'm just like so excited. It's really fun to have structure of teaching, having much of my exposure be in like the mythopoetic, which we love this, but the way that we can dial into the most important thing is like so juicy, exciting to me. And I'm also a clown, which was just really fun to talk to Renee, our resident researcher, and to see where Dolly Sparkle Blossom lives in my natal chart and how she helps me express. So that was long-winded, but hi, great to be here with you all.
Thank you, Teja. I know you're all going to want to be in the same class as Teja, right? Very likely. Art?
Hi, everyone.
I live in Seattle and I'm also from the Ayurvedic Institute. My friend Erica invited me to this community. Thank you. I'm really grateful to be here.
Wonderful, Art. Leah.
Hi, my name is Aliyah. I am originally from Russia, but I live in London. And I have a great respect and I love Jyotish and astrology, and I'm very excited to be here.
Thank you, Leah. Teo.
Hi, everyone. I'm Teo, and I've been studying Jyotish, I think, since around 2012, off and on, with various teachers and lots of books. I'm a meditation teacher and a writer, and this whole thing started because I got this idea for this writing project, and it was about Vedic astrologers. So I had to learn. I started studying basically to write this thing, and I got hooked. As some of you know what that's about. So I just kept diving deeper and deeper and deeper into it. Um, and I'm into all this stuff, India and Ayurveda, although I've never been to this institute that everybody else seems to go to. I've done all my panchakarma in India with the Raju family. And that's kind of it. I'm really excited to be here with you guys.
Thanks, Teo. There are actually other male students, honestly, Teo,
Good.
here today, but they are. Zina.
Hi, everyone. So my name's actually pronounced Zaina.
Zaina, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. So I am currently in London, but I'm from Lebanon, and I also live in Beirut. So I'll be between both cities throughout the duration of the courses. I'm an artist. I've studied Tantra for many years and sound healing, and I'm looking forward to diving into Jyotish and seeing how can be part of my toolbox in order to help and support people around me, including myself. Thank you so much. I'm here through Claudia. She is such a brilliant human being, and she held my hand through some very interesting phases of my life. And then I felt ready to come in as a student. So very happy to be here.
Lovely. I think that's it. Bandhu is in here, but he's not in here for the inauguration. He's in here because he thinks his class is now. I pushed it ahead for half an hour because of the inauguration. You missed that particular missive, but that's fine. This is Bandhu. He's from Hawaii.
Aloha, everybody. Well, I will sign out and see you in half an hour.
No, it's okay. You can. We're just about to. No, yeah. I'm not going to start till 5 o'clock because I wasn't sure how long this would be. But
Okay,
Bandhu,
sorry to have missed that.
do you want to say any words of wisdom to people who are starting Basics 1? Bandhu, since you just finished it.
Well, you were very fortunate to be in this lineage. I first met Penny when I was studying directly with Hart in his trilogy series, and it changed my life. And it really showed me how the path of an astrologer requires this understanding of how to live a good life and what that really means, and having this like sort of wisdom to cut through and understand what real spirituality is. And I think in our culture today, I know especially myself 20 years ago, I really needed a lot of help really understanding the difference was between real spirituality and, Luffy stuff there. And so it's changed my life. And I am so grateful to have circled back around and be with Penny again. And so I think the best thing that I can do is let you know that you can trust your teacher. She really knows, she has so much to offer, and this basics is just going to be kind of scratching the surface. There's so many layers of places that this can take you, from helping others to things like Yoga Sutras and Bhagavad Gita, just little pieces that will help you in your life change that perspective that little bit, where your small change here can end up a very large change down the road. And I think you'll find this to be this lineage to be full of those little course corrections. So,
Thank you, Bandhu.
bless you all for being here. I just wish you all the best.
Okay. Any questions, you guys, before we close? So I was just delighted to, it's always just a delight to start off a group, yes. Given my little throat thing, Purushottam, I wonder if I could ask you to do our closing invocation.
Certainly. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Well, I'll be seeing some of you in class tomorrow. Very excited about that. So you will always get an invite. The invite usually will come the night before. And that's it. It'll have the link for classes. And you should bookmark it because that class link is always the same. So in case I mess up and I don't send an invite, doesn't mean there's no class. It means that I stayed up too late. So I won't ever cancel a class. Very rarely forget about a class. I did it actually. Ani saved my life, saying, "You have a class now, where are you?" And I don't know, I was just lost in doing, some kind of Jyotish thing. And usually I set an alarm. But anyhow, I'll see you in the Friday group. Looking forward to it.
And if you can, get out there and look at the sky towards the west after sunset tonight. And if you are graced with clear skies, you might just see the moon dancing next to Venus and Jupiter.
Yes. It'll be a beautiful, beautiful sky. Okay, bye guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye everyone. Welcome once again.
Bye.
Bye.